Everyone. Welcome back to another incredible glitch for the next speedrun. Now,
Oh my gosh,
thi-
hi.
thi- this is going to be all Hallownest Seals AG. The
Um, yeah, and
idea is
Blossom is
pretty
gonna be running this.
self-explanatory. We're going to get all Hallownest Seals and we're going to use all the glitches.
Yippee!
Yeah,
Um,
yippee.
and yeah, so Blossom's gonna be running this. They're super talented glitch runner. They've been doing this for so long. They know so much. It's gonna be great. They're so good at no clip movement. There's no way we're gonna soft lock, but if we do, it'll be fine and also soft locking yippee. Um,
Yippee.
but I do think the run really gets going, so we need to start explaining stuff right away. Um, So first off, Blossom's going to be setting up in a God Home save file. We're setting up for God Home main menu storage. Main menu storage is a glitch where you can open up multiple instances of the main menu, and it lets you do all kinds of silly stuff, such as take the things that you have in one save file and move them into a new save file. God Home save files make you start with basically everything. So we're loading into a God Home save file so that we can use it to move all of this stuff over into a new save file. So when we get back here, Blossom will be
Normally,
making a
normally you can't take the God Home stuff outside of the God Home save file, but but we can get our way around it with glitches. Yippee!
yippee. Yeah, so we're now going to be in a brand new save file loading into King's Pass. Another thing that main menu storage lets you do is it can let you load into the game with no clip, which we're going to be doing right away. No clip is kind of like normal Hollow Knight, except you don't touch any of the walls or floors, and you can just kind of fly around.
Floating flying wee.
Floating flying wee. So not only will we be having no clip, but we also have something called bench storage, which means Blossom's able to equip charms as if they were on a bench. But you maybe want to explain a little bit about, so all Hallownest seals kind of self-explanatory, but there's also some like extra things that need to go into getting them.
So,
One of the
for,
yeah
so one of the LNS seals being at grubs. So we're going to be
mm,
collecting 23 grubs, I
yeah
believe.
23 grubs. You need half of them. So a big part of this run is just going to be going around and getting grubs. But the very first thing we're going to be doing, because there is also a seal at Seer, but it's one of the earliest ones. It's just for 100 essence, so we do need to fight a dream boss. And so yeah, the very first thing we're going to be doing is making our way to Resting Ground so we can fight Seer and get that.
Yep, we're
And
going to
as
be
you,
fighting soon.
oh yeah, fighting Zero. Sorry, that's kind of like fighting the Seer. It's okay.
yeah, true, true.
So yes, I mean, so much has already happened, but we're going around with no clip. Some things just to like note about no clip movement. Um, it can be very difficult to like move yourself where you want to go with no clip. For things like this, where like you need to be grounded in order to do this dream nail. So you see, Blossom kind of needs to adjust their heights, and the main way we do this is by either down dashing with Dash Master or jumping up with wings, and Blossom's using Great Slash to stop themselves when they're lined up with the platform. But here we go. We're going to be getting our first Hallownest seal here. Um, Another big thing with no clip movement is airwalk. So you'll see sometimes while Blossom is flying around, it'll look like they're standing. That means they have airwalk. The game considers them to be on the ground. That lets them do a few things like grounded actions. So lets you charge and do C dashes, lets you dream nail, um, lets you refresh your dash to just keep dashing. Also lets you just like hold jump to kind of keep going upwards. You'll see sometimes they need to purposefully lose airwalk because in order to down dash, you need to not have airwalk. You need to be in the air. So they do that by just kind of tapping focus or tapping C dash. But we're now no longer have no clip. The no clip was given to us by being on a bench. There's part of being on a bench that you have no clip. So by sitting on the bench again and completing those actions, we have lost no clip. That's important because one of the big limitations of no clip is if you go through an upwards transition, the game will never give you control back because it doesn't do that until you touch a piece of collision. So you just soft lock. And so since we need to go through an upwards transition here, we need to not have no clip. Right here, so Blossom went for it and messed it up, but going for a trick where we use bench storage to open the map during the load here to get out of bounds. Blossom is then casting a fireball to like stop in place and is then jumping up out of bounds to get to the transition above. And is using that to skip having to fight the Great Husk Sentry. And do you want to talk about the elevator storage, Aggie? Oh no, did we lose Aggie? Okay, anyways, Blossom just did elevator storage. By getting onto this like little pixel that you can send on the elevator next to the spikes and then hazard respawning, the game considers to think that you're on the elevator. So when the elevator is moving up, it continues to move you up. You can use that to clip through the wall even though you don't have no clip, and pick up that seal without needing to fight Watcher Knights. And then right away we see Blossom is quitting out and they did another main menu storage. They're taking that save file that we were just playing in and moving that progress over into a new save file. We are once again getting no clip. So this is nice to just get no clip again, but also brings us back to King's Pass, which is nice for what we're going to be doing next. First up, Blossom is getting some soul here because they're going to be getting Dreamgate Invuln. And in order to do that, they're going to need to be able to cast a fireball. So they go ahead and set their Dreamgate down. They get transition storage in here by opening their inventory during the load. They get control back during the start of their Dreamgate by closing the lore tablet that they've interacted with. And by doing that, they can leave the room in the middle of the ending of the Dreamgate state, which you're invincible during. So now Blossom has Invuln. They cannot touch any enemies. It just doesn't work. They cannot touch you or hit you. We then picked up another one of our seals, that one being in Well, and we're going to continue around getting more seals, saving more grubs. Let me see if I missed questions in chat. It looks like Scorp and Stacks are helping out with the questions. Appreciate that. Right, so next up we're going to be going into Fog Canyon to get our next seal. This one, at least in the rando community, we call Spooky Seal, after an old runner. So you're going to be picking up the seal. With Long once again trying to use Great Slash to line it up. Picking it up in the dark. And we're going to be heading down, making a quick trip into Fungal before going down into Deep Nest. I'm trying to remember if there's other things for glitches I've forgotten to explain, but I think I've gotten most of them so far. Oh, sure, yeah, all Hallownest seals AG. So the goal of this run is to pick up all of the Hallownest seals. I don't actually remember how many there are. I think it's like 16, perhaps. And oh, that's true. Blossom not a runner, a speed grubber. So yes, we're trying to get all of the Hallownest seals. AG means all glitches. So we're able to use things like main menu storage and no clip in order to just fly around and get them as quickly as possible. Okay, 17 seals, thank you. So one thing to note with that, a lot of them are just kind of around the map. but there is one locked behind having saved 23 grubs and picking that up at Grub Father. So a big part of this route is just going around and picking up grubs. So we're going to see a lot of that, which you do love to see. So yes, we picked up a few more here. We're going to save this grub on the by Spore Shroom, and then making our way down to what again in Rando we call it Super Secret Seal, which is kind of hidden behind Mantis Lords. Normally you would have to go through Mantis Lords to get there, but because of no clip, we can just kind of go in through the other way. The fact that there's a breakable wall there really doesn't matter. Yes, we continue to save grubbies along the way. Right, yeah, and there is Seer out of Seal 2, but you only need 100 essence for that, so a quick 0 kill was able to get us that. But yeah, Blossom will be making their way over to Super Secret Seal. Here's another one where you're not going to be able to see very much. The game kind of needs you to go through it in the right order to remove the black boxes that cover everything. So I mean, just a huge part, and I don't think I can really overstate this, of these kind of glitch runs is just knowing all of these rooms. And being able to know where transitions are and where you're going. Blossom did a quick trick in there, that it was a transition storage dive. As they entered the room, they got transition storage by opening their inventory during the load. That means that during the room, they were able to dive and keep control during the dive. So by doing that, they could just dash to cancel the dive where they needed to. So it lets you just very quickly go downwards and then get to that transition you need. So yeah, finishing off this Deep Nest trip, we're going to be heading into Beast Den, saving that grub and picking up the seal that's in there. Once we do that, we're going to be heading back to where Blossom left at Dreamgate, kind of by Archives. Again, with no clip, you can't go through upwards transitions. One of the seals we need is in Fog Canyon on the way to the Howling Wraiths arena, but it is locked by an upwards transition. So you need to kind of plan out going there without having no clip. So you see here Blossom making sure to get the right alignment. So they're dashing down and using Great Slash to stop themselves. They're a little bit below, so they need to Wings and Great Slash to stop themselves. They're a little low, but they know that they can come to the right here and pogo some background objects. Even though you can't see them, they know that they're there. So they can use that to kind of save themselves and try and get this. There is a risk of potentially soft locking if you end up in a position where you can't refresh your resources, so no way to get airwalk, nothing that you can pogo. Which I hope we're not there. Okay, yeah, Blossom was able to get airwalk, so they have another chance to do a down dash, try and line this up. They're a little low, so they'll try and save it with the wings, and they were still just slightly off. But there we go, now they got it. And yeah, this just can be really tough for the game to consider you on the ground. So sometimes it takes a little bit of time. And then Team Cherry, you're not allowed to use Dreamgate inside Beast Den, so they need to leave before they can use the Dreamgate. And now that they've properly completed a Dreamgate, they no longer have Invuln or No Clip. Which in this case is good, because we need to go through an upwards transition. And then as soon as we finish that, we're going to be doing another main menu storage. A thing that you can do with main menu storage, like I said earlier, it's one of the ways we have to get no clip. But it's actually dependent on the timing that you use to load into the save file. It's essentially, it's the being on the bench that gives you it. So depending on the timing that you load into the seat at a different point in the getting off the bench animation. So by changing the timing, we're now going to be coming in with what we just call yes clip, which is just regular movement. So Blossom will be able to like touch, collision, do all of those things. Um, right as they fall into King's Pass, though, they're going to um, get control back by using Great Slash and just go right over the top left because this is where we're trying to go, to cliffs. Right here, they're going to do a hazard warp. They go into the load and then open the map to cancel their movement. So they fall back through the transition but are unable to actually touch it. There's a hazard respawn plane far below the map. And when they touch it, it actually puts them at what their hazard respawn coordinates would be in the last room. So essentially, they were in the top left of King's Pass. So the game tries to put them back at that point, which puts them at the top left of that big room in cliffs. And so they use that to just skip a whole bunch of movement in that room. They're going to keep going through green path, saving grubs along the way. Here's a fun one. You can just dash slash this grub through the wall. No real trickery there. You're just allowed to do that. Next up, we are going to be wanting to get no clip again because we don't have any upwards transitions coming up. So one of the ways to do it is kind of improperly using a dream gate. In this case, by setting the dream gate into acid, we're able to jump out during the loading in animation of this dream gate, and it'll give us no clip and invuln.
Hello.
Hi, Scorp.
I'm here to provide emotional support.
Thank you. Appreciate it. But yeah, so Blossom is able to get underneath the acid by getting transition storage, and that lets you just dash straight down into the acid. And then you need to use a fireball to lose the transition storage, because during transition storage you can't actually set a dream gate. So a whole lot going on. Using a dive through that transition, because the acid in this room below, even though you have no clip, the acid will stop you and give you control back. One more detour to pick up one last seal in green path, this one being here by the acid bridge. This is another one that can be like a little bit annoying to line yourself up for, but having the acid below makes it pretty easy to retry. But we're getting pretty close to finishing up here, not too much left. Next little bit is going to be heading into Queen's Garden.
So how much of the run is actually left? You're going to kill G now, and after that?
There's going to be some cleanup in Crossroads for grubs. And I believe, and we need to go to City still. There's a seal in Sanctum. So I think there's one more MMS after this.
I guess.
Yeah, one more MMS, and we set a Dream Gate kind of by Grubfather, where we'll end the run. But yeah, as there Scorp, does it seem like there's anything I've missed to explain? I think I've been pretty thorough so far.
That's a very clever way of going to come back here.
Yeah, it's kind of fun seeing some of these things with no clips, like which rooms are actually the same room. That one right there, you don't really think about the White Lady room being the same one as the one with all the frogs. I think similarly with like earlier on in the run, we saw the Watcher Spire bench, and like that is actually the same room as the long hallway above it. And so you're able to out of bounds and jump above that. But yeah, Blossom setting up another MMS here. This time we are going to be getting no clip again. It looks like they messed it up a little bit there. It can be tricky sometimes to click on what you actually want to when there's all these menus on top of each other. Yeah, and I think they loaded into one that they were trying to delete to make space. It looks like they got it on this try.
We don't talk about this enough, but no clip actually getting the cursor to go to the save file you want to is a lot trickier than it looks. It very
Yeah.
often goes to the wrong place.
Yeah, it definitely
Ver-
takes practice both to get the timing for like if you want no clip or yes clip, but even just getting the right mouse cursor. So yeah, so we're back here in King's Pass one more time. So we're not going to be getting invuln, so can still be hit by enemies. So we'll need to keep an eye out for that. There's some rooms where that can be a little bit annoying coming up. But Blossom's going to be setting a Dream Gate here so we can come back to it for Grubfather later. But we have a last little trip, a few more grubs to get, and a few more seals to pick up. Blossom doing a trick there that's called dash storage. Essentially, you get transition storage, and then if you pause the game, you'll kind of just continue doing whatever state the knight is currently in. So we take advantage of that by pausing in the middle of a dash, and you'll just keep your dash speed. It would be just forever, but you can stop yourself by hitting a load. If you miss the load, it's a soft lock, so you need to be pretty careful with those. And then the timing also really matters. If you pause while you're walking, you'll instead just get walk storage and keep walking. If you pause while standing still, you will just never get control back. You get stand still and do nothing storage, essentially.
Yeah, you guys, with dash storage, you can store actually any kind of momentum you get. So whatever speed you have when you start the dash storage is the speed you're gonna keep. So we can see difference in using dash storage with dash master, without dash master, or with sharp shadow or without sharp shadow. Here we also saw a couple instances of how much unforgiving no clip movement is. Blossom missed a couple of loads and then had to maneuver themselves very carefully to get airwalk again, or use wings, weight slash, in other tools they have. We've got Hallownest to stop and get to the position they want. If they start going down and there's nothing they can pull or no wings they can do, they will get soft locked and have to retry things. So it's very unforgiving, super impassive the way they do this.
And speaking from experience, like it takes just so much practice and experience for Blossom to be able to, in situations where you mess that up, to like know where your good backups are, to know where you can save yourself. Like where can I go to get airwalk? Where can I go to pogo a breakable wall or something? Is there like a hazard I can hit? Like it just takes so much game knowledge.
Which are the walls that can give you airwalk? Because some walls can give you airwalk, some walls cannot give you airwalk. Blossom, as you can see, is looking for a way to save the grub. She had a dash stored, and now she got an airwalk from the wall. You can continue. Oh, he's back! Welcome back, Aggie!
Welcome back, Aggie. Hopefully, internet, please behave this time. Blossom right here. Okay, trying to give us a heart attack, doing a transition storage down dive. Or sorry, transition storage down dash. Another situation where if you can only get control back by hitting the transition. If Blossom misses the transition, they will just keep falling down forever with no way to save themselves. So you really need to be confident that you know where the transitions are if you're doing something like that.
Some of the strats that Blossom is doing is making me extremely nervous.
Yeah, it wouldn't be an HKXY if Blossom wasn't terrifying comms with no clip movement. But now we're just trying to get on the ground, so... Okay, I guess there's... I think a few... Is there another seal we're getting? I think it's maybe just we need grubs and waterways. Or no, we need the Mantis Village seal, so that's what we need. So we're going to be going through waterways to get to that Mantis Village reward room.
Nice pogo to get a grub. They didn't miss the grub, they went back for it. Aggie, did you try and say something? I still didn't quite hear you.
Hi.
Hey, Aggie.
Welcome back, Aggie.
No internet's gonna stop me.
Yippee.
So here we have another instance of walls. A lot of the walls that New Cherry puts, like keys and doors and breakable walls, the transition always exists, but even though the wall is still there, so you can use no-clip movement to get through them. We saw this going all the way from waterways, where the transition still exists, even though we didn't get the gate, and now from Manta's village, where we don't need to get the gate to go all the way down and grab the seal. Okay, this is gonna be a little rough. They got that rock.
Okay, there they go. They got it. And yeah, so that's the one more seal left to go, and that's at Grubfather. So we're just using this Dream Gate, and we're gonna head back and pick that up, and that'll be the run. Which super well done by Blossom. Again, it just takes so much game knowledge to do all of these things. And especially just like to not top lock. It's so easy in these glitch runs for one tiny mistake just leaves you with nothing you can do. But I know Blossom also a big runner of all grubs, all glitches, and this run has kind of a lot of similar no-clip movement to that. They're finding it very easy to autopilot past some of the seals that they need to get. But thankfully we didn't have any of that this run.
Also, we get to see the funny interaction that when you get God Home MMS, you can't actually pick up Geo, but you can pick up the Geos that destroy. So Blossom now has a lot of Geo.
Yeah, like an insane amount of Geo. And there we go, and that's time. So GG Blossom.
GG.
But we'll probably see if they're willing to hop into VC for an interview, so we can see how the run went. Yeah, if chat has any questions about that run, feel free to put them in chat. We'll try and get them.
Hi.
Hi, Mom. GG.
Grub.
Grub. How are you feeling, Blossom?
I did not forget come back here. The only
You didn't forget come back
incident
here.
was Beast Stun. I feel like pretty much
Yeah.
everything was alright. And I did not soft lock Beast Stun. I recovered it.
Let's
but
go.
that's just no clip movement. That's why no clip is scary. That's very soft lockable if you don't know what to do when you mess up. So.
Oh, Blossom, there's a question from the chat. Staxis is asking, can you estimate how many times you've soft locked in your life?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot is the answer.
Yeah, we have a very important question from chat. And why is the runner so cute?
Oh my god, you.
We also did
I have
get
a question
another.
for chat. Why is chat so cute?
So true.
We also did get another interesting question. People want to see the Geo count after you dash so many times through Geo.
A lot.
I'm sure it's a normal amount of Geo.
The answer is normal.
The answer is normal amount of Geo, yeah.
Yeah, a very normal amount.
If I open my
if you
inventory
think of
again,
the
it goes down because I've been walking back and forth.
If you think of the normal amount of Geo, it's this amount.
Yeah, just shy of 36,000 Geo. That's what you should have.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's a very normal amount that you get in a normal playthrough, I think.
You do have to move through the
Okay,
Geo.
well, let's say the question. So we could, chat can't hear. Noodles is asking, do you collect the Geo while you're just standing there, or you need to move through it? And you do need to move through it to actually pick up the Geo. And it doesn't actually update while you're in the inventory, but if you close it and open it back up, you'll see it again.
Yeah.
But Blossom, one more question from chat. Python is asking, what's the best way to learn glitches or to get into glitch speedrunning, in your opinion?
Do it. Join the Discord. All the glitch runners are there. We want more glitch runners. The glitch running fan club is like 20 people. And you should join us. We will be happy to
Yep,
teach you.
Yeah, and there's 4 people of the glitch running fan club, right? Yippee.
True. But yeah, in my experience, glitch runners are incredibly willing and good at teaching you glitches. Blossom got me into running glitch categories and taught me so much about it, and is really good at that. And I know is the same for a lot of other glitch runners too.
Yeah, for me, ISOG and Long both got running glitch categories. Shout out to ISOG for teaching me AGAG.
Also, if you look at glitch runs and you're like, "Oh, that's so confusing. I can't do that." Yes, you can. You can
Yes,
do it.
you can.
Like actually, everybody says that, and then we teach them major glitches, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is so fun."
Oh my god, mage glitches.
Great, but Blossom, unless you have some last things to say, I think we'll go ahead and get things wrapped up here and move on to our next event. Which next up we have Quadopine's going to be running Ghostbusters, and that's going to be a lot of fun. This is a really fun run, so I'm excited to see it.
Yippee.
So thanks again, Blossom, for the great show. You did a great job. That was awesome.
Thanks, AP, for comms, and Aggie for hug. Sorry about internet.
Yeah.
Aggie, I'm sure did good at comms too, for the time that her internet let her.
Yippee.
Cute, that cute, grubby cute.